Welcome to another edition of Access Central TV. I'm Andy Hersman, and today I have a great friend of mine as a guest, Don Caulfield.
How you doing there, brother Andy?
Nice to see you.
Same here. How you doing?
Good. Now, Don is a good friend of mine. I've known him for, what, almost 3 years now? Or more than that?
4 years now.
Yeah, it's been a while. So, Don's a very interesting person. That's why I have him on the show. And one of the things he does is camera right here for Cablevision when we do public access shows. But today he's going to be on the show instead of behind the camera. But one of the most interesting things I know about Don is, first of all, you love animals.
Oh, I loved animals since I was a kid.
That's right. You know what really amazes me is your pet bird. You have a beautiful bird. Tell us a little bit about your bird. Too bad we didn't.
Matter of fact, I should have brought her, but actually I took her out for a walk today, and I got pictures of her on my phone where people stop me to want to take a picture with her, and she goes to everybody, and sometimes she'll nip. She'll take a nip out of them, but right. You know, that's a woman for you.
Right.
I happened to get the bird. It was funny how I got her. I went to the pet store with my younger daughter and her son, and I seen this bird, and I asked how much it was, and the lady said $600.
Whoa!
Oh, that's what I said.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
So, because I already had a parakeet,
okay.
I actually had 2 parakeets, and I turned around and I grabbed the bird, and I'm holding it, playing with it. By the time I got ready to go out of the store, the bird wouldn't go back to them.
Oh, really?
So it's just
complete attachment
to you,
Just
complete attached.
That's amazing.
So my daughter said to me, she said, "Dad," she said, "either you're going to have to buy the bird or you're going to have to run out of the store." And I said, "Well, I'm getting too old to run, can't run anymore." So I looked at her, and I kind of and the lady comes over and said, "You know, if you want the bird," the man, she said, "you can have it for less."
Really?
Yeah, she let me have it for 4.
Wow.
And,
that's a big savings.
Yeah,
$100.
Yeah. So, but I got the cage, and there was another. So anyway, I turned around and I got the bird, and she lays in my hand. She just, I could do anything with her, and she wants to be with me all the time. If I get up in the morning, and as soon as my feet hit the floor, the bird's going bananas. Kathleen could be walking around. The other day, we took her to Hyundai on Sunrise Highway. It was kind of interesting. So I take the bird all over.
Okay.
I turned around and went, we were sitting inside, and I have to go to the can. So
Okay.
I said to Kath, I said, "Hold the bird." I said, "Okay." I turn around, and I go into, as soon as I get into the door, the bird's going bananas, screaming his head off.
Really?
Yeah, it was like where are you going?
Oh boy.
So as soon as I come out, the whole place was full of people. Your bird was looking for you.
Those things are pretty smart, aren't they?
I'm smart.
You know,
they're really amazing.
They know who you are and everything, right?
Oh, they're amazing. They're amazing.
So how long have you had the bird for?
I had it close to about 2.5 years now,
Oh, okay.
possibly. And as I said, I got her, and
How old's the bird?
she's only about maybe 3 years old, if
okay.
that. She's still a baby. She's still really a baby.
But those things live pretty long, don't they?
She lives between 35 and 45 years, they
Wow.
said. She'll outlive me. I just hope if anything happens to me, I can find her a good home.
Oh yeah.
You know, find her with somebody who's going to be love birds and take her.
Oh yeah.
I just don't want. I got involved with the Long Island Parrot Society. I didn't really join them yet. I was wanting to go to the meetings. I did go to a couple of their shows they had. And
where are they?
They're here in Long Island.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Suffolk County or Nassau?
I think it's Nassau.
Okay.
Or part of Suffolk. But anyway, I went to the college. They had a show, and they happened to be up there because Gary was up there doing a show. And Gary was right next to them.
Oh, get out of
And,
here.
yeah, it was right next to them.
Small world,
And,
right?
I met them way before that.
Right.
There was just a couple of doors down, you know, couple of stops down from where Gary was.
Okay.
And I met the lady, and she told me about the bird, a little about it, and I can't bring my bird to their meetings until I get it checked out, which I already did.
Okay.
So I had the bird checked out, and I happened to be at there, and the lady goes, she's trying to get this bird out of the cage. She has like this cage, carrier cage for him.
Right.
And she goes, "Boy, this bird's, I can't get her out." It was an African gray.
Yeah, yeah.
So I turned around and I said, "Do you mind if I try?"
Okay.
The lady goes, "Go ahead, give her a try. Just, be careful."
Right.
I walked over there, put my hand out, and the bird come right to me. It
Wow.
just come right out to me. So
See?
I'm holding the bird, and I'm,
Uh-huh. Well, the birds know who good is, right? You're a bird lover, so it knows.
oh. It's
You
like,
mentioned Gary, right? So to the people who don't know who Gary is.
well, Gary Jacobs does Long Island backstories. He's another great friend. He's along with Chris DiMaggio, who does FFIT-TV, and we're all intertwined. We help each other out and try to help others out in any way we can. In whatever kind of situation the person's in, if they need a hand, we're there for them.
There you go.
And
that's what people are for. That's what friends are for,
Yep.
right?
And Andy's right there with them, and he does a great job. He's been a great friend. We got Phil
Yes, Phil's on camera.
behind the
yeah.
camera, and just awesome crew. We have such a great group of people, and there's nothing that any of these guys wouldn't do for you if you needed a hand.
Absolutely. I agree.
So
tell me some more, because you're an interesting guy. You're not just into birds and things. You're also a great bike rider, and I like to ride bicycles, but when I go 20 miles, to me that's a lot. But you're much not you're an older guy than me.
67.
67 years old, and this guy can ride me way out of town. I mean, so what kind of bike do you have? Tell us a little bit about your bike riding.
Well, I have two bikes. I have a giant mountain bike, which is my training bike.
Okay.
I actually use that for doing 60-mile rides. I did that from Bayshore to William Floyd Parkway down to the beach and back home.
Wow.
That's basic. It was about a 60-mile ride. I use that one because it's a heavier bike. It's good for training. And my buddy taught me that I rode with a guy who's a lot old. He's 70 years old, Buddy Bob.
Uh-huh.
And he outride me. He'd make me look like I was a beginner.
Okay.
And he told me if you could ride the mountain bike, you could get a road bike, you could ride it a lot easier. And I did last year I did 930 some odd miles and 28 rides.
Wow.
I did, one ride was a 100-mile ride, a Century.
Uh-huh.
And then in 4 days, my buddy Phil, he's another great rider, he's a super friend.
Uh-huh.
And we got together, we rode from Patchogue to Montauk Point, which was a 65-mile ride, that particular ride. We stayed over. Next day we did a 27-mile ride. We went all around the point and back. Then
Wow.
The day after that, we stayed over that night, and we did Shelter Island over to Greenport to Orion Point and back. We stayed there. It was a 48-mile ride.
Wow.
And then next ride went back to Patchogue. And I forgot to turn my calculator on to tell me how far I'd gone. So we figured we did 210 miles in 4 days, somewhere around there.
That's amazing.
It was a great ride. And the last day was rainy. It was a miserable day. It was a miserable day, but really nice. It was actually, this year I did the 5-borough bike ride in Manhattan.
Yeah, tell me about that. That must have been an
There was
experience.
33,000 bikes there.
Whoa!
And
wow.
they sent you off in sections. You were in different groups.
Oh, okay, because you can't have
Yeah.
that many people in one spot.
And that was a ride from hell, believe it or not.
Really?
Yes.
For somebody like you who's been all over the place?
It was May 1st. It was cold, rainy.
Really?
It was, I mean, we were there, and by the time we got done to the ferry, we went all the way to the ferry, and then we actually went about 50 miles, because we started out, it was a 40-mile ride,
Yeah.
the 5-borough bike riders, but we took the train to Manhattan. We went from
What, Penn Station?
Penn Station. We rode all the way down to where the start was, which was 4-point-some mile.
Oh,
And then-
okay.
And then by the time we got to the ferry, we rode off the ferry, and people were huddled together on the ferry, holding on to each other because it was so cold.
Oh,
and freezing.
wow.
We actually stopped, and people were getting coffee and holding their coffee cups to keep their hands warm.
What part of the year was this? What was
This
that?
was May 1st.
Really?
May 1st.
You sounded like it's in the wintertime or
It
something.
was brutal.
Wow.
And we actually did the whole ride.
So what, you started in Manhattan, right?
Yeah.
And then where do you go from there?
Well, I got it on my phone here.
Okay.
And I just give you basically a glimpse of it if you're interested.
Yeah, and, I'm trying to picture what the route is.
It was
Where do you go?
Let's see, 40.
So you start where in Battery Park, down south.
It was I believe in the south part, 32, 40, 44.
So yeah, you start in the southern part of Manhattan, right?
And
Did you find it?
yeah, I
Okay.
got the map here. Okay. I'll let you take a look at it.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to put it on the screen too to show people. So okay, yeah. So you started out the southern tip of Manhattan. You go all the way north.
It was one big loop. Went over.
Then you go into the Bronx too. Then
Yeah.
straight into the Bronx. Then you turn around, come back, and then where'd you go over the 59th Street Bridge? No, the Triborough. You went over the Triborough, right? Looks like. So now you're in Queens, and then you go south into Brooklyn, and then you go into Staten Island. You go over to the Verrazano, right? Oh, okay. Let's try to show that to the camera, and I don't know if the camera could pick it up. Otherwise, we'll put it on the screen. But it's an interesting ride.
It was a super ride. It was.
But it's 40 miles, you say.
It was.
And you do hundreds of miles, though.
That was just a short. But the fun part of that ride was we're going over the bridges, and actually I was actually watching so many people walk up the bridges because it was really an interesting.
Yeah,
And I said to my buddy, I ride with my buddy Phil, and I said to him, yeah, I was noticing even a couple of cops were walking up the bridges.
Really?
And I said, I thought they're supposed to be in shape to ride.
Right.
And he goes, well, he says, you're in a lot better shape than you think you are. I mean, because I rode that whole thing, and it was like,
Oh yeah.
But it was really a freezing day. It was just kind of like hilarious to ride.
You're amazing, because I don't think I could do it. And to you,
Well,
40 miles is nothing.
But I'm sure you can. It's just that if you ride with somebody and you don't even think about what you're doing, because you're talking, there's so many, and by the time you get there, you're already gone and you're already back. So you gotta look at it like that.
I guess
you can't just say, you don't want to give up before you start and say I can't do something.
Right. Well, if you ride with a buddy, I guess it's more fun,
Well, basically, it's it's up to you if you really want to do something.
Sure. Well, of course.
It's mind over matter, as I say.
That's true. Because actually, you told me sometimes you're in pain and things, right? You had an accident?
Oh yeah, I had a bike accident in 2009 where I broke everything.
Okay.
I broke my scapular, clavicle, shoulder, smashed all the ribs on the left side.
Oh no.
Bruised heart, bilateral hair loss, internal bleeding.
Oh.
In the hospital 14 days.
Wow.
And over 8 months where I couldn't do anything, and it
Oh,
took
that's
me.
horrible.
It was like over a year, and I took the bike out after about a year late, maybe a year and a half later, something like that. Wasn't right away. Maybe 2 years later, and I actually did some little rides, maybe a
Sure.
couple down a block and back home.
Okay.
And I just kind of I'm constant pain. My pain rate's about maybe 8 or today. This last couple of days been like about 10 or 12 or 100, whatever you
man.
want to think about. But
you never
It's-
complain about it.
no, the thing is, I find if I complain about it, it makes me more upset than it does anything else.
Well, do you
So,
take any
I don't-
aspirin or anything, or
no,
no
no.
painkillers, nothing?
Pain pills don't work,
Okay.
and they just basically make me a little bit dopier than I already am.
So you don't even bother
So
with it.
I don't bother with that.
Wow.
And if I get really, really, up there higher in that, I turn around and I make myself a shot of whiskey and a glass of soda, and that's about it.
Really?
And I just
Okay.
because I don't drink.
Right.
So if I just take a shot or maybe a little glass of wine, and I'll just sit and I'll put my head back and kind of like dose. Oh, kill it for a little bit, but it's not
Right.
it's not really doing anything for it.
Wow. But you still ride your bike, right?
Oh,
Amazing.
I tell you,
Even with the pain.
the thing is, if I turn around and sit down, I might as well. If I think about it and
Yeah.
kind of like feel like a lot of people say, well, I'm too tired or too hurt to do this, too hurt to. Well, if you're too hurt, you just don't want to lay down and die.
Yeah, you can't just
I mean,
give
you
up.
just
That's-
can't give up. If
Yeah,
you're going to
yeah.
give up, you might as well say,
That's a good point.
so-
Well, that's an inspiration though, because a lot of people, they have problems physically, whatever, and they don't try, they just kind of give up and do the minimum, because they have the excuse that they're, can't do it. But when I look at you, I don't think there's anything you can't do. I mean, think about it.
Well, I try to be, what do you call? I have a lot of people that help me out, which is a blessing.
Sure, sure.
You got to look at people, and they're there to help you. And if you think about what they're doing and kind of like, say, well, I could do that,
Right.
and they coach you on a bit to help you out,
Sure.
and that's what helps me a lot. I don't think I could do it without all the friends I have and the people that actually, push me along.
Well, that's what I like about you, though, because you're a very sociable person. So, in other words, you're not like a hermit and stay home. You're out there. You make friends. You join clubs, right? You're in different kinds of organizations, and you get along with people, and it's great. Want to tell us a couple of organizations you're involved with?
Well, I belong to the Knights of Columbus. I just joined the Knights of Columbus,
Okay.
and actually I made my first and second degree all in one night.
Wow.
And then with a bunch of other guys, and then I made my third degree. I got to help at pancake breakfasts. I actually, got involved. The first pancake breakfast I went to it was kind of amazing. I volunteered to serve drinks.
Okay.
Okay, and it was kind of amazing. This cute little lady turned around and asked me if I could pour her a drink of juice.
Okay.
And I go, oh yeah, I'll take great good care of you. Took the picture and dumped it. The whole cover come off all over the table. I'm going like this. And I go, oh shh. And she goes, that's okay. We know what you mean. It's like, it was kind of amazing.
Oh boy.
And then the next pancake breakfast we just had a while back, it was at the church as well. And I decided I'd make some pancakes.
Okay.
Well, I seen the guy spraying the grills, so I thought he sprayed them all, and I didn't pay, So they said make some, so I'll make some pancakes.
Right.
So I made a pancake. You gotta make people want a pancake; they just don't want,
Sure.
So the guy goes, "Hey, you're supposed to make silver dollar pancakes." Okay. So he goes, "Boy, you catch on quick." After they got me, But
well, they got to tell you ahead of time. You can't just mind read. You make the kind you're good at.
I'm used to making somebody a pancake so they can
the real kind.
Real kind. But it was amazing. We do a lot of fundraisers. They help with church for the kids who are needy. Well, you're not needy, but got cancer, such.
Oh boy, yeah.
And then they help, do all kinds of stuff as well, which gives me. I spend a lot of time with them as much as I can. Plus, I belong to the MKP, the Mankind Project.
What's that about?
And that's about having good men to lean upon for support.
Okay.
You have men that. You look at things in your life, and a lot of things that people don't realize, a lot of stuff in your life actually comes back from when you were a child.
Yeah.
So, when you were a kid, things happen, and they kind of like, you think back, is that, and you think you can't do something, or somebody tells you, well, like you can't read or something like that, and you believe these stories that go on in your head. It's like a record.
Right.
So you get a lot of support from them. And then I try to do some fishing at my time.
Oh, what, you go in the ocean or you go lakes?
I do freshwater fishing and I do salt water. I took my grandson freshwater.
Okay.
He caught out of Lake Ronkonkoma. He caught a beautiful walleye about like that.
Wow.
And
Nice.
And then I took him out on a party boat, and he won a pool with a fluke.
Really?
He won he caught a 3-pound some ounce, and he actually won the pool for our boat.
Wow, I've never won the pool.
Yeah.
With a fluke, no less. Very nice. Very nice.
So it was an awesome day, and it was great to see my grandson win it.
Oh, sure.
So,
must be proud of him, huh?
Oh, he's quite the kids. I got 11 grandkids.
Wow.
And 3 kids.
Oh, they must keep you busy, huh?
Well, basically, I got a daughter who don't speak to me with 2 kids in Pennsylvania, and I got a son that's basically homeless with 3 kids, and I got my daughter who lives with my ex. So, but anyway, there's something else.
Well, you're such an interesting guy, and the show's almost over. But you could tell me a million stories. We could go on for hours, because you're such an interesting person. But I'm really happy that you were able to come on the show with me and talk a little bit because, it's just amazing. You really inspire me, because you do so many things, and every time I think about, I can't do this or that, and I think about you, and I go, well, Don can do it, So
there's so many things I can't do.
I don't think so because just the bike riding alone. I can't make excuses because I don't have the pain that you have, and here you are riding much more further than I can go. So I just have to work my way up to it.
One day I'll take you for a ride and we'll go for a little ride together.
There we go. That would be fun.
How's that sound?
Sounds good to me. So thanks again though for being on the show. I really appreciate it. And maybe we'll make another show because you're such an interesting guy and you got so much more to tell us. So
well, I could tell you stories about when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, there's all that good stuff, So we'll do that again on another show. But for now, I want to thank everybody for watching. And if you want to call us up, let us know. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hi, it's Bud Dickman from the world-famous Phil Erie Show. You're watching Access Central TV.